That just keeps it nice and tidy using the brush. So what's absolutely amazing about making platinum prints in this day and age is it's a process that died off in the 19th century. And here we are in the 21st century. This is definitely not a high school level activity. This is graduate school level activity. Some universities still do this. It's an amazing thing for kids to be able to do that. Realize that they can work in the most complicated, most difficult kind of process, and just by biting everything down into bite-sized pieces mentally, they can do it. This is an underground hot art form. It really is. You'd have to go to Santa Fe or up to Rockport, Maine, or Rochester, New York. There's these little enclaves of highly dedicated people that are practicing in platinum printing.
First, I look through my negatives, and then I pick the ones I want to scan, put them in here, and then I put them in the scanner, and I upload them to one of my folders, and then I open the photographs I'm going to use in Lightroom. I use the Lightroom settings to adjust my photograph to the right settings before I print them, which means that I change the contrast, change the brightness, change lighting to make it more harsh. Instead of what we would normally do is make it more nice to look at, we kind of want to do the opposite and make it harsher and really bring out the dark colors and the really light colors.
The next step in platinum printing is you export it from Lightroom to Photoshop, and in Photoshop you add the cyanotype curve, which changes the contrast so that the picture can be printed in that medium. And after you change the curve, you invert it, so it's now back in the negative form that you uploaded it in. And then from there, you just want to print it on a template in the printer. And you print it onto one of these clear plastic sheets so that you can put it over the paper when you go to develop the photo.
Well, right now we're coating the paper, and to do that basically we just use these little droppers here, and we mix these two chemicals, and you can either use the brush or the not quite sure what this is called, but this creates a more even coating. But the brush, I think a lot of people feel that has more of an authentic touch to it. Personally, I prefer the brush, just because it gives you really nice edges. You can see when it comes out, it kind of looks more handmade and less kind of mass-produced, I guess.
I prefer the brush too because it just, when it comes on, it has a different texture. So when it comes out on the cyanotype, it just looks better. Well, in my opinion, because it looks older, which is what cyanotype is. It's very old. This big paper is a bigger version of the papers that we coat. So it's the little squares like that Hannah's coating is just a smaller version of this. So we have to measure it in order to, well, we measure each side and then we decide like how many sections we'll be able to fit onto one paper, and then we cut them out. And a lot of people use this straight edge to make ripped edges. So we just rip it instead of cutting it and making it a straight edge, because the ripped edges make it look more antique, which is also why people use the brush to make it look the authentic antique look.
After you coat it, we put our negative on top of the coated paper in a developing box, and that is so when the lights from these beds, which are similar to tanning beds, although you can use the sun, this has a stronger power, they'll shine through the negative, and whatever print is on that will get printed into this, and it appears yellow when it comes out on the paper, a yellowish green.
To your concentration. We will have it like a coarse grain. In other words, you've taken it and you're using it. This almost looks like something.
So after the print is done, you have to rinse it out with water for 10 minutes so that whatever didn't develop gets off the print, and then you soak it in hydrogen peroxide for it to get blue, and that's where the cyanotype comes in.
Quite frankly, this is a once-in-a-lifetime experience for these kids. they can get on, and probably they'd have to go through 4 years of college and 2 years of graduate school before they would be back at working at what they worked on when they were juniors and seniors in high school.